Hi friends, Andy Vegan. Today is my day of gentle juice fasting that I do once a week. And that means I reduce my calories over time for one day. And that is the medical definition of fasting. And I also drink only juices or water or tea or whatever where no fiber is in there. Fiber is that what keeps digestion going. So without fiber, the digestion rests, similar as at night, when the body restores the tissues, the brain releases toxins. It's a big cleansing process, and memories are consolidated, as they say in the scientific literature. It's an amazing day, and I always look forward to it. I do it gently, as I said, gentle juice fasting, and that means I don't do it with pushing. I do it with non-violence, like a yogi. The yogi is a non-violent lifestyle. It's his nature and their nature. And the nice way to do it is, for example, with the juices and plant milks. Plant milk I make today. Drink a lot. I have to drink a lot, maybe 4 liters. That's my personal number, 4 liters. I found when I drink 4 liters, there is no pressure inside. The cleansing is not too intense. The body can release all of the toxins that are washed out. Drinking 4 liters to me is very important, and to make it delightful, I create always new recipes for juices and plant milks and teas and broth, veggie broth or so. Everything that's delicious and delightful I try to do on this fasting day. Today I make a plant milk to explore a combination of spices I always use in my cooking. It is ginger. Here I have a lot of ginger here, maybe 3 or 4 or 5 inches of ginger root. That is a very important spice, and I have 2 other spices, cinnamon and cardamom. The small amount is cardamom, it's a teaspoon, and the cinnamon is a larger amount, is a tablespoon. This is very intense. Cinnamon, cardamom is very intense. Cinnamon is very gentle. But both are very powerful. Ginger too, these 3 have medical properties. Ginger, a lot of properties. It's for digestion. It is when you feel nauseous, for example, you have a headache or back pain. Ginger is for so many things great, and it helps also to absorb the nutrients from the food. It's in many, many dishes. Cinnamon is a super high antioxidant. Antioxidant means it keeps the oxidation away from the cells of the body. Oxidation is the deterioration, when something deteriorates, like a metal, iron, oxidates, it rusts, it deteriorates. And antioxidant keeps the body from doing that. Very, very strong. And when the doctors, the medical scientists look for something healthy in the food, first they look for antioxidants. How many antioxidants in that food? Fruit has that. Plants have that in plenty. Colors, so many things are antioxidant in plant food. That's what makes it so healthy, partly. And then the cardamom is usually a pod. The cinnamon is a bark, the inside of a bark. It's very fat, very firm, you cannot really make it a powder. It always remains firm. The cardamom is in a seed, in a pod, and I like to open it myself, and then I take out the seeds and grind them in a mortar, for example, and then you really can smell the oil that evaporates from the seeds. It's very powerful. It's a antimicrobial substance, has a very many health benefits too. The Indians, they use it for ages. Basically, all our spices come from India, basically. In the medieval times, they came to Europe with ships and the Silk Road, and really the European big cities, they came into life because of this Venice is the first one that became famous with these spice trade, and it became rich because of the spices from India. Very expensive, they were. The rich people had them only. Now we all have it, but they are so powerful. And in India, they have thousands of years our experience with it, and they use the cardamom in teas and coffees in the Arab countries too, because they say it takes away the side effects, the unwanted side effects in teas and coffees. Teas and coffees are very healthy, but they have some side effects, and when I drink it with my ginger and cardamom, my tea in the morning or in the day, I always do that, black tea with cardamom and ginger, that's my favorite. It feels so different. You like to try that. Very powerful. Antimicrobial means that the bad guys in the gut, they got diminished with cardamom. Very good for digestion too. Calms the stomach. For a happy tummy, I always say. So these three spices together I tried. Recently I made almond milk with the cardamom. Now I tried with the cinnamon and cardamom and ginger. And I have here almost 2 cups almonds, a little bit less, to make the milk a little bit thinner. And I have 10 dates to make it sweet. Sweetness is a nice complement for spices, for all of these spices. You know, cardamom is nice with desserts too. Cinnamon also with sweetness, very nice. Sugar and cinnamon is classic. And ginger too. Ginger also very nice with sweet. Now, I put it into my blender. This is my new blender. It's relatively new. It's the latest model from Revoblend. That's a brand from Germany. I know the guy who makes them. He's a raw food enthusiast. He knows everything about greens and has developed this one maybe 12 years ago or so to have a German equivalent for the great American blender corporations. And I got my first one at that time when he came out and was very happy. And now he has the always upgrades the model. This one is the latest. It's very good. It's as powerful as the others, even more. It's more expensive. Has a long warranty, 10 years or so. Has a very large bottom here of the blender case. That means you can reach inside and get things out easily. So many advantages. Highly recommend it. Just want to mention Revoblend, if you come across, have a look. So, but all the power blenders are great. So, yeah, but this one, it's mine, and I wanted to let you know if you're interested. So, so almost 2 cups, as I said. 2 cups is a very creamy milk. 1 cup is a thin milk. In between a little bit, not too thin, not too thick. In the middle. Then 10 dates. It's a medium-sized date, not too much, to make it a little bit sweeter and to balance the seasonings, the strong spices. And here 4 or 5 inches ginger root. And I'll show you again. Tablespoon of cinnamon and a teaspoon of cardamom. I ground that myself, but you can take any kind of cardamom you find. Get the powder. Also great. Maybe a little bit more when you have just the powder. So I put a liter water in, and I start my blender dance already. I take a short break because for 2 reasons. One is now that I broke down the almonds, mainly and the dates, into very small pieces. Power Blender does a great job. They are now soaking in the liquid. That means the pieces, the small pieces, enlarge. They grow a little bit because of soaking, take in the water, the liquid. And then I do a second blending and then they break down even more to a very smooth texture. And what the blenders all do is they break down the cells and the nutrients come out. So the blender gives us more nutrients from the same food. Very healthy, and there are studies about that. So don't you think that the blender harms the nutrients? That's not true. It enhances the nutrients. It's very cool. So now I wait a moment and to let it soak. And while I do that, I can have a chance to look inside and to see if I maybe want to add something. Yeah, maybe more dates or something more. Let's see. Check it. It's not the final flavor now, because when you really break it down and blend it completely, creaminess, then you have the flavor and the final flavor. That everything is free and to taste, to reach the taste bud. But now I get an idea of what it might be like. Let's see. Yeah, perfectly fine. I know that when nice balance, I can taste a little bit of everything. It's a little bit coarse yet, I can feel that too. But that is, what do you say? Wait for a second. When I blend the ingredients in a blender like this for plant milk, and later I filter that through a Nutmilk bag, or a micro sieve to get the fiber out. The fiber also reduces some very important nutrients that are usually in the fruit or in the nuts or the seeds or whatever you have. It's called polyphenols. The polyphenols are for the flavor, for the color, they have a lot of important benefits, and they stay together with the fiber. They're locked to the fiber. Science is not that far yet to describe everything precisely, but we know already these polyphenols, they stay with the fiber, can't get into the food. So when I do that here, blending and then filtering, I get a different kind of flavor and energy, let's say, for the feeling, than when I make a smoothie, for example, put all the ingredients together with a banana or so and a cashew and blend everything up and drink it. Yeah, that's a different flavor. When I filter it, it tastes light and more, airy. It's very different when you filter everything out. It's for a fasting day, it's perfect, because on a fasting day, everything is more light, I have no firm food, digestion rests, I feel levitated a little bit, and more energetic, yeah. I have less time to spend in the kitchen. I make my recipes here, my juice recipes or so, plant milks, but it's much less time, and it's a different lifestyle, feeling of life on fasting day. And if you do it right, in a gentle way, as I promote here, that's a nice feeling, and I don't want to miss it. And these milks, these plant milks, play right into it, because they have no fiber. I mean, almost, always a little bit in, but less intense flavors. So when you put a lot of flavors into this milk, the flavors are really reduced. And that's for the sugar, the dates, they are reduced flavor, the cinnamon, the spice, the cardamom, the ginger, everything gets less because of the filter. So I was going to share that, but that's not bad. It's a very nice feeling. Yeah, when everything is so light, you have still the distinct flavors, you have still the essence, but it's very subtle. That's what fasting is about. It's refinement. It's very good. So I do one more. You see it's here a little bit coarse. You see that maybe the little dots. Do one more blending, one more blender dance, and then I will filter it. also what happens when you blend longer, the blender content warms up because the blades are very fast, 30,000, 35,000 rounds per minute, very fast, and that gives a lot of heat. So when you blend it long, you can make it even cook if you want to. But the heat is also transformative. The heat also brings out the nutrients, if it's not too much, of course. So it gets warm, it gets very creamy, all the nutrients come out, and now I have my nut milk bag ready. That is very useful. I prefer that to a microsieve. You know, I have a microsieve, you can also do that, but this is even finer, I would say. But it takes some more time. You will see in a moment what I'm talking about. Because especially when I put spices and dates and so into the nut milk, like here, I found that it takes a long time to milk the almonds here, as they say, because the pores of the nut milk bag, they are very tiny, and cinnamon is a very large particle. You cannot break it down so much. It's a hard bark from a tree, and I found that you cannot really make it really fine. Yeah? And these particles stick in the pores of the nut milk bag, so it takes some time. You see here, when you have nothing in there, just the almonds, then this is in a seconds. Yeah, it's very fast. But the more you put, the more you add dates, now ginger, cinnamon, and so forth, cardamom, takes more and more time to get done. So I will not show you all the things here all the time I do. I just show you how it works. Yeah, this is milking the almonds, they call it. Find it funny. And I come back in a moment when I'm done. You don't need to watch all this. That's my almond milk with cinnamon, ginger, and cardamom. So three spices. That's what I tried today, the combination of these 3 spices. I'm very excited. It's 1 liter, and that's a lot. I take these plant milks on fasting days, especially maybe later in the day as it is kind of dessert, because they have, of course, more fat than juices and more calories, and that makes it slow down the fasting a little bit. Adding calories slows down the fasting, and it's always pleasant because when you do it every week in rhythm over years and years, these little fasting days, they get also intense. It's not just, oh, it's just a day, it's nothing. Oh, you will be surprised if you keep doing it. It can be very intense, and it is important for this to feel great all the time. You know, that's why we call it gentle, because in the holistic medicine have a different worldview, a different view on the medicine than the experimental sciences in the West. In the holistic approach, we think we feel the balance. The balance is important, to restore the balance in the body, in the mind, in the whole universe. Yeah, that we are part of that. It's a society. That's what they call a holistic approach, and it makes a lot of sense. So when you feel great, that means the energy flows freely inside and outside. Yeah. Then the body heals itself, the mind heals itself, and for that you need to feel great. That's very simple. So when you feel great all the time and do only a little bit until you feel great, so that you always feel great, then over time it adds up and up and up and goes deeper and deeper down. It gets slow, but it's constantly rising. And that's what I also do in yoga. I learned that a long time ago. Constant lifestyle with continuity reaps more results than doing it one time intensely. I did that when I was little all the time. Intense, do something intense with a great intensity, hefty, maximum, to the limits. But then I can keep it up. At some point I come down again and I start all over, and then the same begins again, and I never go deeper then. Long story, but that's the idea behind the gentle juice fasting, to keep going, to be gentle, and then over a long time, you get the deeper results. So I want to try now how delightful it is, what it tastes like. So it has to be delicious too. It's also part of that. The texture is wonderful, but that is clear when you make a plant milk. It's very easy to filter it. And it has a very nice texture. It's runny usually because of the filter. But now, the taste. Let's see what it tastes like. Very good. As I said, the very gentle flavor, very subtle. All the flavors are there, but it's never intense or hot or something. And I would have to add chili or something. This flavor is very pleasant, and I can drink it. I'll enjoy this milk right now here. And you can see what it looks like, the gentle color, the beige, almost white, a little bit broken. It's much fun. And of course, I mean, you really only feel it when you drink it, when you enjoy it, the whole body. That's why I try now these 3 spices together. And I will maybe make it a chia pudding, or use this milk in a smoothie. Let's see, in a soup, here, dressings. These plant milks can be very versatile. Can use them in many ways. Let's see. For now, I will enjoy it at the end of my fasting day to make it a little smoother, to slow down a little bit, to come close to the night. Yeah, thanks for watching. I hope you enjoy. If you like my video, subscribe. I'm Vegan on YouTube. Have another recipe every single day. And you might want to press bell to get notified whenever a recipe comes out. You get a notification, an email. And you can also find me on Facebook, Instagram, Pinterest, and X. And there is a Facebook page called Tree Yoga Moon Fasting. That is where I post all my juice recipes and milk recipes and the fasting calendar. To have a little bit insight, you can be a little part of community. Check it out. It's you're always welcome. And as you